of course you know, this is Taxi Vlog Many Several. It's about 375 or 376. It's been a week since I looked, so I really don't know what the hell vlog it is, but I do know that it is the 29th of November. No, October. I've been back almost a week. Well, I worked 3 nights so far. Last week, you may have guessed that, well, you knew that I was going to go away to a music festival. So I worked the Monday and Tuesday night. They were little nights that I made a few dollars here, a few dollars there, and actually got some Interac to pay up until a day into this week. So this week I've been ahead by 1 day on my Interac. So basically tonight is already, the lease is paid for, and tonight and tomorrow night I need to come up with the lease for tonight and for tomorrow night, and then I will have overs, and then the owner of the cab will write me a check for how much I have over for 1 day last week and the 1 night last week and the 5 nights this week, if you want to get technical. Days, well, days don't mean anything to me because I'm night shift. Yeah, it's been a few days since I checked the Taxi Vlog situation or how many Taxi Vlogs we were up, but this week I came out on Monday night and it was dead slow. I think I took 3 or 4 hours to get my first 3 trips in, and then of course naturally everyone got discouraged and went home, and after that I started getting some good trips. I started just connecting and making some money, so I ended up taking home you know, over 100 anyway on Monday night, which was good, and that's just what I needed to replenish some of the groceries in my fridge. I had to get, you know, breakfast fixings, things like cold cuts and cheese, and what else did I get? Chocolate. Yeah, I know I shouldn't do that. I got some M&M peanuts, they're my favorite, and I got some trail mix, and I got some fruit. I did get some fruit. I got some Red Delicious apples to eat, and anyway, I spent about 90 bucks on groceries. It was 1 paper bag, but it was still 90 bucks. I think the cheese was expensive, and oh yeah, got some sushi. So yeah, the sushi wasn't cheap either, but you know, it was there at the supermarket, and you don't have to prepare it very much. Tonight I had a couple of leftover, well, frozen burgers. I just put them on the fry pan and took 8 minutes or so to cook them, and I microwaved some vegetables that were frozen, so I ate okay tonight. I will have to do some groceries this weekend, and laundry. I've got about 5 weeks of laundry to do. Why am I talking about that kind of shit? Okay, that was Monday night. It turned out pretty good, so I was able to get some groceries and have a few bucks left over. Then I went to come out on Tuesday night, and it was the same thing. It was dead slow. Dead. And I don't know what happened, but after everyone went home after midnight or so, there was cars lining the streets downtown. But of course, you know, I don't work down there, so I was just out in my area, and I banged off some fares, and I had one time where I got sent to something nearby, and that went up to Fernwood, or was that last night? Yeah, that was last night. I was sitting in my parking lot just waiting for calls much of the time, and I would get something that would go from the Gorge out to like Spartan Road, which is out near the observatory. That's like $30-something, and I had another one that went out to the Western Communities. I forget exactly. Oh yeah, I remember now. There were these, this guy was stoned or something, and he wasn't making much sense. I don't know what kind of drugs he was doing, but he gave me a street corner, and I went to that street corner, and on the way there he changed his mind and decided to go somewhere else, and then went somewhere else, and he scored some more drugs, and then he went out to the Western Communities. So that was 2 really good fares that made my Tuesday night. And then this morning, there was one time where I hadn't done very well. I'd broken even and maybe made 20 bucks for myself, and I got a call on the gorge, and that call on the gorge went into Fernwood, and as soon as I dropped off in Fernwood, I had another call right away in Fernwood that went out to James Bay. And as soon as I dropped in James Bay, what are the chances? There was a 3-car order to which I was being sent, and I took this girl all the way out to the other end of Esquimalt, which really connect. I just connected the dots. And then last night, which was the Wednesday night, it was again pretty quiet to begin with, and once again I got lucky. You know, I connected a few times, and then I ended up having one to the airport in the morning. Okay, I had to go halfway out there to get it, but still, it was $30 extra in my pocket on top of the 80 or 90 or so that I had made for myself the rest of the night. So that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now it's Thursday. I haven't had a call yet. It may take a while. There seems to be. Let's see if I moved up. I was 5th when I booked in. When I started talking. When I started yapping at you. I'm the first and only car in the zone. Yippee. Could happen any time now. Oh yeah, what else did I do? I caught up on YouTube. It took me 3 days to catch up from almost a week of not looking at YouTube. And I'm up to date on everything. So now I'm going to enjoy my book. My book is Slow Apocalypse by John Varley. So far it's excellent. I've been enjoying it a lot. And you might notice that I seem to be a little bit fired up. And that's because, you know, taking a few days off sometimes does you a lot of good. Well, right about here, I'm going to talk about tonight and tomorrow night kind of thing, and let you know how this week ended for me. Fair enough? Talk to you soon. What luck! No sooner did I stop the camera and pull into the parking lot where I usually sit, and I started to watch the beginning of this video, and immediately got a call from across the street. You know where the guy went? He went to the ferries. $60. The ferry that goes to Vancouver, and it was $60 to get there. And I don't mind if I didn't get a tip out of it. The $60 is a beautiful start to the night. So, you know, the rest of the night I can just coast and I don't care what happens. And on the way out here, I was telling my passenger about a fare I had last night where I picked up this guy, and when I first got to pick him up, he says, "Can you wait a couple minutes? I'm just about to light up a bowl." So he's about to light up a bowl. When he got out to the car, I didn't smell any marijuana on him. So it wasn't a bowl of bud. It was probably a bowl of crack fucking cocaine. Now, the guy was talking, and we were talking about stuff, and his mind was becoming more disjointed, and he was telling me about his theory, or telling me what he believes, basically, about who is controlling the world and all this crap. Basically, he was talking about that the reality that we live in is not what's real, and that we are being controlled by all of these people who are the Illuminati, and so on and so on. And he referenced me to a video on YouTube called "The Scariest Movie You Will Ever See." Now, I started watching this thing, and in the morning after going to the chiropractor and getting my neck neck decompressed, and after walking back home by way of the bank to deposit the money I made last night. And I got home and I had something to eat. Then after I ate something, I poured me a tall glass of water and a nice dram of Balvenie Double Wood, and I started sipping on Balvenie Double Wood while watching this the scariest movie ever made, or whatever. And I got to a certain part where I had finished my first dram about half an hour into the film. This thing's almost 2 hours long. And I grabbed another glass of scotch. This time it was a Craigellachie 13. Beautiful, lovely stuff. I like that spicy note and just the fresh taste of Craigellachie 13. So I'm sipping on my Craigellachie 13, and I'm watching the rest of this thing. And I got to the point where all of these presidents of the United States are related to each other, and they're all related to the Queen of England, and they're all related to Jesus or some damn thing. And I'm just sipping on my scotch going, yeah, okay, that's really nice, that's lovely. And 666 and the devils and beasts and Illuminatis and look at their eyes. They have reptilian eyes, but the reptilian eyes are probably because of the low quality of the video, and on and on and on. It goes on through this whole conspiracy theory about who's controlling the world and what the hell's going on, and so on and so on. And I was just about to the end of my Craigellachie 13 where I fell asleep. And then maybe an hour later, when the video was done playing, that's when I woke up. So I missed a bunch. Maybe I'll watch it tonight while I wait for calls. And anyway, the beginning of my Thursday. You know, it's only 12 minutes after 7. I've been on the road for less than an hour, and I got $60 in my pocket already. I can coast. It's going to be lovely. I think I'll get back to you at the end of tomorrow night, because maybe that's all the battery power I got left. We're off to a good start. Oh, it's been... Even though the Thursday night started good, it ended up only mediocre. Well, I ended up taking home over $100 for myself. It's raining like we're going through a lake right now. We're just going to go through a lake. There's so much water that it's standing and not draining because the storm drains cannot handle the amount of water we got. So there are pools of water pooling up in many places. Tonight was the Friday night before... It was the Friday night before Halloween, and it started out normal in that I had a couple of trips the first hour, but after that it was going non-stop until 3. I did not stop, and I think maybe there was a couple trips between 3 and 4, and then between 4 and 5:30 nothing happened. I was looking at videos, and then I fell asleep watching videos, and there were a lot of student house parties between 8 and midnight. It was going okay. I had dropped off at a student house party and picked up, and then got sent to another student house party, and then dropped off at another house party and picked up right there, and kept on going like that for a while, until at one point I was sent to a house and there was nobody outside, and the lights were on, but it looked like nobody was home. So I phoned the phone number that I got, and guess what? Nobody answered the phone. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to sit tight right here and get another call, and I'm going to call them to find out if they still want a cab. And just as I'm about to call the next trip I got, then somebody comes out of the house. Then they got in the car, and it took them 15 minutes to find out where they were going, because they were texting and calling all their friends to find out where the next house party was. So that's when the gong show began. And the rest of the night, I guess I was busy, like I said, until 3-ish. And I just worked hard. I made okay money, I suppose, but it wasn't fabulous. It was a little better than your average Friday night. And my glasses have spots all over them from the rain, because a couple of times I had to get out of the car. The last trip, okay, after waiting an hour and a half, I got sent to this guy's house where he said that he'd be right out. And we went to pick up his friend who had locked his keys or lost his keys somewhere, and he was locked out of the building, and he was on a bicycle. We had to get the guy and his bicycle in the back here and take them to another building. And the building we went to was the assisted living building. People who have, well, let's say issues. And usually when you get sent to that building, it's another stupid gong show. Anyway, after dropping them off, I realized what a mess the interior of the car was, so I had the fan on to try and dry it out. And I have the heater on too. So if that fan makes too much noise, it's because I'm trying to dry out the inside of the car while I figure out how much, while I figure out the finances for the cab owner. I have to give him his slips, and then he will write me a check. So I'm going to park it right here, and hope yours is better than mine. Raining like a son of a bitch.